What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about currency and the quality of the currencies and what should you be doing instead of just collecting currency. Currency has a tendency to up and down and crash, especially when overprinted, overinflated. Everything is just too much. Not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but 401ks, stock market type stuff right now, unless you're doing any kind of trading. And I love the stock market stuff. I have so much fun doing that. But right now is not necessarily the best time, even for myself. You know, they say money on the screen. If it's not in your hand, you don't own it. You can still make money in a down market. You can do puts, if anybody knows puts and calls. You know, call is you're gonna buy it here and hope it goes up to here. Puts, you're gonna buy it here and hope it goes down. So there's different ways to do that. There's different stocks and mutual fund, or not mutual funds, ETFs and everything that go. You know, they track down, they track up. It's depending on what you want to get in. But right now, I think a key thing is where we are in this current controlled collapse, I guess you would say. It might be better to have tangible items. Definitely have yourself a emergency fund. We see a lot of jobs right now laying off or firing or slowing down. Definitely a good thing to have an emergency fund, whether it can be $500 or $1,000 or whatever you got. A little bit of gold, a little bit of silver. You can count that in as your emergency fund because that usually tends to hold its value. Even if the currency starts to dip off, you'll still retain some sort of value, a store of wealth, they usually say, for a little bit of gold, a little bit of silver. And food. If you had bought food last month or 6 months ago, we'll say 6 months ago, you probably made 25% already, because the same stuff you bought that was $10 6 months ago is, we'll say 20-25%. So if it was $10, we'll say $12.50 now. Does sound about right? I mean, that's pretty close to what it's like when you go to the store. So you're making money by saving yourself that money, plus it's in something that you could use. I'm not saying go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff you don't use or eat. I eat rice. I love rice. I wish I could eat more rice than I do. It's not always the most healthy, but it's got calories and I can stay alive. And I like it with my chicken. I like it with my kofta. I like it with, there's a lot of things I like rice with. And that's a great thing for me to stock up on. Now I just need all the stuff that goes with the rice when you can do it. The cans of red kidney beans used to be 2 for 90 cents, I think, or something like that. And now they're 72 cents a piece. So if you had bought 10 of them, and you see where I'm going with this? So just having a tangible item in comparison to having a currency that's just not doing well. They called it the shiniest turd in the bowl, right? US dollar. Point being is that you need to be putting stuff in the right spot during some sort of a collapse. You see what happened, Weimar Republic. Those people were cashing their checks and running out and trying to spend them as quick as they could, because even by later on that night or by the time the next day hit, their currency was worth less. So they could not buy even as much as they could the day before. And with, you know, Robert Kiyosaki saying something about tuna fish can becoming $25. If you buy them now for $1 or something like that, I mean, you've made how much? 25 times your money. And are we going to get to that? We don't know for sure. But stuff doesn't look real good. They keep telling us it's 8%, and it's really a lot more than that. I don't know what the CPI, right, numbers, 8% or something. They keep telling us everything's 8%, but it has been, I mean, gas has tripled since this whole thing. So I'm just worried about currency issues and hoping that everybody knows, like, oh, I'm not just going to keep dumping a ton of money in my 401k. Maybe after it takes another 50% hit or something, turn your 401k back on. That's something I would consider doing if that ended up happening. Or, you know, hopping back into my regular stock account or something like that. I just don't want to be buying while it's going down. You just keep buying while it's going down. Everybody says, oh, it's time in the market. It's not. See, you need stuff that you can hold right now in case something happens that they say is going to happen, like a grid down, like a shortage of any kind of food. Geez, that was loud. But yeah, best of luck to you. Any questions, leave them down in the comments. First time here, subscribe. Give us a like if you find any kind of value. And your input is greatly appreciated. A lot of good points made. I'm learning myself still with plenty of things, and I really like hearing back from people that are maybe someone's been canning for way longer than I have. I've only really dry canned, and then they could give me advice, or here's this knife I got and here's the reason why, and then, oh, I had that knife that you reviewed in the past and it's worked for me or it hasn't worked for me, or any of the reasons why. I like the back and forth, and it's a learning experience for everybody that way. And as far as this currency thing goes, cash is king, but only for so long, right? So it's good to have things that you need, because getting priced out of food and everything right now is just everything's insane right now. So have a good day, and we'll see you soon.